The moment it changed when it came to your relationship with Katsuki Bakugo was the moment you saw him lying there on the ground, nearly lifeless, after he had gone up against Shigaraki just before Midoriya arrived. At the sight of him all bloody and still on the ground, your breathing stalled, and the world seemed to freeze even though there was an ongoing battle going on around you. From the beginning, your relationship with Katsuki was complicated to say the least. Sure, you had known him since middle school, but you weren't really close to him then. That is until both of you had gotten into UA and became friends with the same people. Even with being friends with the rest of the Baku squad, as Kaminari called your little group, you and Katsuki had always had a complicated relationship with one another. In public, you'd be at each other's throats. In private, like when you'd be studying together, the two of you would study in silence, not really saying anything to each other unless it was about something in the material. Over the course of the last few months, as you and everyone else were preparing for the final showdown against All For One and Shigaraki, you and Katsuki had gotten closer, mainly because you'd been training together under All Might's watchful eye with Deku. You also knew you two were going to be on the same team, the team that would be going up against Shigaraki in the final showdown. In spending almost all of your free time with him, you had begun to develop feelings for the blonde, in which you always tried to hide because you didn't know what would happen in the upcoming battle. You just told yourself that once the villains were defeated that you'd tell him how you really felt. "YN! Watch out!" You hear Mirio shout, causing you to turn your head to see Shigaraki charging right at you. You're ready to stand your ground against him as you glare at him intensely as he zooms towards you. That is until strong arms wrap around your waist, pulling you out of the way with just seconds to spare. Rolling to a stop a few moments later, you look up at the person who had pulled you out of the way, only for your eyes to widen in shock. "Katsuki?" you question. "What? You need to get your head in the game, idiot," he says to you as he lets go of you. "You're all right," you whimper. Katsuki's ruby-red eyes meet yours as he turns to you. "You can't get rid of me that easily, dumbass. Now let's take this motherfucker down." You smile at his words, glad to see that he's okay. You don't know how, but you're grateful that he's alive and well. Let's do it.